Hi, I'm Greg Weiss of The First Few Seconds. Enjoy this short snippet of my interview with Andrew O'Keefe, author of Hardwired Humans. Andrew, in your book, you mention as follows. Let me read. One of our hardwired instincts is emotions before reason. And you write, we jump to conclusions. We don't suspend judgment, waiting in a neutral state for the story to unfold. We process information based on emotion. So what are the implications of this aspect for human nature, for personal branding?
So a big impact for personal branding is that it's less about rational and it's more about emotional. So for instance, I was once told a story about a small business that had 8 employees, and one Monday morning, the owner's husband and wife team said to the 8 employees, this was about 9:15 as people had started to work, could you please stop work? We've got important news to tell you. And they invited the 8 employees to come into this kitchen area where they can have these meetings, unusual as it was to be called into a meeting like that Monday morning. So when the 8 employees had gathered around the table, the husband and wife owners kicked off the meeting, and they just repeated that, thanks for stopping work, we've got really important news to tell you. We've had a fantastic quarter financially this last quarter, and we'd like to share our success with you. We've got an envelope here for each person with your name on it, and inside the envelope is $500. And you can take your envelope and the money, provided that you leave work right now, go spend the money, come back at 3 o'clock and tell each other what you spent the money on, which is a really nice story. But the point of the story, and then linking it to personal branding, the point of the story being, where did your mind go when I said, please stop work, we've got important news to tell you? And we can predict 2 things. One, absolutely, that we do not suspend judgment. So we don't stay in neutral state waiting the story to unfold. We jump ahead to make sense of what we're hearing, and we make sense by how we feel about that. So that's really the emotional point. And then secondly, which links to another instinct we'll come to later, is that we err on the side of the negative. People will invariably think about that that they were, the business has gone bad, there's redundancies, they're closing the business, the husband and wife separating, whatever it might be. And the main point at this stage in terms of personal branding is that we make up our minds about things based on emotion. So that's a really big point to understand in terms of branding.
Andrew, again, I'm going to refer to the instinct, emotion before reasoning. I'm going to quote from your book here. Let's continue this thread that you just talked about. You assert that we humans also jump to negative conclusions. We're wired for survival, first screening for pain and danger. What about the implications for personal branding and impressions management?
Yeah, so it means that so certainly people are quick to judge us. One of the big impacts in terms of on this emotion before reason is that people's assessment of us, their view about us, their judgment about us is based on how they feel. It's less about being rational. Certainly it's to do with, in terms of organisational setting, how effective we are and how we produce and how we deliver. It's also, in equal portion, the emotional attachment that people have to us, the meaning that they attach to us. How do they feel about us? And to bear in mind, on your point of that we jump to the negative conclusions, is that people are inclined to be attuned to negativity. Now, all this means is that not to be surprised or derailed about that. Really, it means you don't need to be derailed by some of these aspects of human nature, but to use them thoughtfully and consciously and to good effect.